Welcome back. You watch Your Morning Live. It's just gone, 11 minutes before the hour of 8. Now, if you are diagnosed or know someone who is directly or indirectly affected by cancer, this next story is for you. We are unpacking a read that is based on a true life story of Julian Axon, who wrote a book about his 10 years of struggling with cancer. In a book that he titled Fulfilling Your Dream, The Battle to Beat Cancer, Julian takes us through his journey, and one of unbelievable revelations is that he has been diagnosed 5 times with the disease. Without giving much away, let's chat to Julian, who joins us now from our Port Elizabeth studio. Julian, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on Morning Live. Maybe the interesting question is that you've been diagnosed 5 times. Take me through that battle and the first time you heard about your first diagnosis.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. Yes, 5 times, it sounds a lot, and going back to the first time, it's like a barrier, a wall that comes down in front of you. A lot of people who get diagnosed with cancer relate to that. A brick wall comes in front of you and you think, wow, where to now? And you have to start making your own plans for, are you going to submit to it or are you going to get up and fight it? I chose to get up and fight it. I think that's what I propose to people.
When you got into that, I don't know, did you have the fighting spirit from the beginning? Was it people rallying around you, supporting you? Where was that switch? When did that switch happen to say, you know what, I'm not going to let this defeat me? Most people would have probably sat down and at some point get up. Where was that switch on for you?
Yeah, I have an inbuilt fighting spirit. I'm a Yorkshireman and we're known to be very dogged people. But I was based in Detroit at the time, working in Detroit, and I had a close friend with me. And in the office, the doctor called me and told me I had cancer. And I didn't expect a telephone call. I didn't expect to get that message on a telephone call. I expected to perhaps get it over the desk of the doctor. But I did get it on a telephone call. I turned to my close friend and I shared with him the news I'd received. And he said, come on, we're going for a beer. We're going to fight this. We're not going to lay down. We're going to carry on. We're going to make sure this doesn't disrupt our total lives. We're going to go for that beer.
When you get a diagnosis like that, I mean, you obviously have to kind of reflect on the information. Was there questions through your body? What did I do to contribute it? What was your educational and awareness level of cancer at the time of the first diagnosis?
Yes, it was pretty low. I had never been close to cancer. None of my family had cancer. So I was very naive as to what to expect. And straight away I went onto the internet and started researching. It was prostate cancer, my first diagnosis. And I got onto the internet and started looking it up. I found that 1 in 4 men in North America would be diagnosed with prostate cancer. And of course I'm thinking, why am I that one? But I was that one, and it's time to go and shake myself and get into gear and beat it.
When you reflect back now over the 5 diagnoses and the ability to beat cancer, I assume you're in remission. When you reflect on it, what is the one thing, or is it a collective of things, accumulation of different things that got you to this point? Because after the first time somebody gets diagnosed and beats cancer, then goes through a 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and even a 5th time, you could almost think that things are stacked against you.
Yes, and you're quite right. Yeah, people talk to me about 5 diagnoses and multiple diagnoses of cancer. It's not like riding a bike or skating on ice. It doesn't get easier with each diagnosis. It's still a difficult thing to face. You still say, why me? But I have to say, my doggedness got harder and harder and harder. And successes drove me on. Every time I had a success, it made me want to go for another success. And it's the same in any aspect of life. Running a business, if you have a business success, then go for another success. And I set myself little goals that I wanted to achieve. And I refer in my book to my first goal was getting rid of a catheter, and then after that, getting out of senior nappies. And those are goals that I did achieve quite quickly. You have to set yourself achievable goals. Don't you set yourself goals that you can't achieve, because that will demoralize you. Set achievable goals, and as you achieve them, they will motivate you to go on and on and on.
Julian, you've got such an amazing story. I'm going to encourage everybody to get this book. It's Fulfilling Your Dream, The Battle to Beat Cancer. Spoke to the author there, Julian Axon, from our PE studios. We take an ad break. Go and get it. It's going to really create a conversation around the dinner table.